A stroke of fear crosses the eyes of every driver today as the ARCSOA Lead Series will take on the infamous Mile Oval here at Mallory Park in Great Britain. Welcome to the round of England here, or round of Mallory Park here. This track is incredibly narrow, incredibly bumpy, and requires the drivers to be incredibly aggressive. We've seen in the past that this track tends to lead to absolute carnage. Will we see that today? I'm basically guaranteeing it. However, drivers were warned to behave today, or else they might be at the back of the grid for the next race. So with that being said, let's go down to your starting grid. DJ Curtis will get the 3 points for the pole here at Mallory Park, and on his outside you got Vince Freeze. Starting up front here tends to be a really good thing, so both these drivers are in a good position. Eric Monaco and second place in points Cody Lamas will be starting in position 4. Fifth goes to Sean Perkins. Perkins is fifth in the championship, and sixth is third place in the championship, Kenny Myatt. Seventh is Nick Pericles, and he is at fourth in the championship, and eighth is our point leader, Benoit Lothaire-Ravine. Will Benoit Lothaire-Ravine be able to keep up his run? I don't know. P9 goes to Do It for Dale Jr. Fordale has had a miserable start to his season, but this is a good qualifying run for him. And on his outside, you got Christian van der Pesch, who did not have a great race at his home track in Zandvoort. Both the DNC cars will be in positions in the next row back. Tim Fiegel and Alex Spencer on the grid. Alex Spencer's under a lot of heat for not performing compared to Fiegel, and Alex Spencer's been a bit of a weapon all week, or all year so far, excuse me. Scott Roush and Matty Meyer round out the next row. Roush, of course, a late entry, but Roush was probably the best running of the cars at Zandvoort. Jacob Hart and Aiden Shepard, probably the lowest running so far of the year for the Petronas Brigade. However, Shepard has been quietly starting to put runs together, so with a little bit more consistency and maybe a little bit better start-tier runs, Shepard will be up the point standings a bit. Trek Tauger and Tyler Thaber, both drivers that tend to perform well on ovals, kind of starting in the midfield here. Kitsune Hashimoto and Ryan Hopt in the next row back. The Fusion Sport cars did not qualify very well on this track. Jesse Turner, we haven't seen Turner yet. Johannes Rudavara and Zachary Fitzwater, who had a miserable qualifying run here, rounds out this row here. Fitzwater has led a Petronas domination so far of the season in terms of win, or not led, but has been one of the members of the Petronas domination so far this year. Noah Hart with a miserable qualifying run, along with Jesse Turner, who has also had a disappointing qualifying run toward the back of the grid here. If I'm those two drivers, I'm going to be hoping for a lot of attrition. Mean Ratzenberger, another driver who's kind of on the hot seat, and Roman Rahal round out a couple positions a little bit further back here. Tanya Jackwaters and Clara Irwin round out 27th and 28th, and 29th goes to Maverick Force, who is right now the last of the Lexus Team Canada cars, so expect some of these cars maybe to get up through the field. However, luckily for drivers today, this track is a track where I think anyone in the field could win this race, simply because of how ridiculously wild this track can be. Let's go down to your race. DJ Curtis will lead the field of the green here. It's an all Roush front row here, Roush Racing front row here. Ironic because Scott Roush, is driving for another team a little further back. I believe it is one of his family members that run the team. So we're green flag here at Mallory Park. What kind of destruction will we see today? Oh, I'm sure his destruction is almost certain around here. Good start by Vince Freeze on the outside there. Oh, we got a car around maybe in the back. That's Jesse Turner, and we've already got a yellow. Jesse Turner, Zachary Fitzwater, Noah Hart, Tyler Thaber. They didn't get very far before our first yellow of the day. One corner, as Vince Freeze actually got the jump on everybody there, and Vince Freeze is going to lead them back to the caution. But yes, they threw the yellow there. Got to see what happened down to Jesse Turner there. And this is kind of what happened. It's a little bit of a far shot. Oh, it looks like somebody nailed Noah Hart around there, I think, and that's what started it. Let's see if this is any better. It looks like Ratzenberger turned Hart, but even still, Turner was already wide there, and oh! It looks like Thaber caught a dirt mound there and went soaring. Here we go again. This is kind of an... Oh, it looks like Hopt pushed Thaber wide, and Thaber hits that dirt mound and goes flying into the tires over there. And we're going to see here again. It looks like... Oh! Okay, Hart got dumped by Ratzenberger, and that's where Fitzwater and Turner got collected. And then there was another accident further up the track with both the Red Bulls involved. Yeah, this incident happened when, oh, it looks like Vanderpesch just came over on Benoit Lothair Ravine, and, well, they went into the wall because of it. So with that being said, Vanderpesch and Thaber are done and out of the race. They're trying to fix Jesse Turner's car, and that's actually a smart thing to do here with the amount of carnage that this track tends to produce. That's actually not a bad thing to do here. You're not going to win the race, but at least try and get some points out of it. Especially if, oh, did they finally pull the... they might have had to pull the... Yeah, they pulled it on Turner there. Oh, did they? Yeah, they pulled the Turner in. Turner's done. Monaco now is going for the lead on the inside of Vince Freeze. And like I said, these drivers do not give an inch around this track because this is a no-holds-barred chaos track. So far, so good, though, on this lap here. Oh, we got Mayan off the road a little bit there. And, oh, looks like we got one of the Ferraris way in the back slid wide, but a good first restart lap there by the field there. Oh, Kenny Mayan's losing a bunch of spots on the outside there as Vince Freeze continues to lead this race. Good start by Freeze there as Lamas is all over the back of Monaco there for second. As Fitzwater and Hart now are trying to get through the field. Hart's car actually doesn't look half bad for being in a wreck. Good to see Hart up the order as cars have kicked up some dirt on the side of the road there. No accidents so far, so that's good. But the field, oh, Perkins goes wide as Spencer goes underneath. This actually might be a track that Spencer's good at because Spencer tends to be the master of chaos, and this track just tends to breed chaos. DJ Curtis is trying to get a move done on Lamas, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work out well for him. And that's going to put Curtis in the threat of Kenny Myatt here, who has won 3 races on the season already. Petronas Honda has won 4 out of the 5 races so far. Well, I don't think Fitzwater is going to, but Kenny Myatt and actually Aiden Shepard's gotten through the field as well. Oh, excuse me. Aiden Shepard, oh, crash! Matty Myatt's off the track! Now, will they throw a yellow for that? There is a lot of runoff here, so they tend to keep things green if they can, and they are going to keep it green. Matty Myatt went around, though. Let's take a look and see what happened to her. Myatt was going in on Do It for Dale Jr. and just kind of on the back bumper ran into him, and around she went. That made her car oversteer and straight into the guardrail for her. Tough break. Lamas is all over the back of Monaco again here on lap 11, and Monaco is still doing a good job holding off the 48 car. Great to see Lamas, Monaco doing a good job blocking. Freeze has won a race before in Mexico, a very similar track. This is a flat oval with a lot of runoff, so Vince Freeze could be a big threat around this track. Eric Monaco's never won a race before, so he's had a lot of bad luck whenever he takes over the lead, so gotta be real careful if you're a Vince Freeze or an Eric Monaco fan here. The top 3 are all lockstep with each other. However, this track isn't the easiest to pass on. You kind of have to use your bumper to pass somebody. DJ Curtis decided to take the outside around Cody Lamas, and that's actually going to benefit him, as DJ Curtis has a good run there, as does Kenny Myatt on the outside of turns 3 and 4 to take over 3rd position and 4th position away from Lamas here, as Lamas' car doesn't seem to handle very well way down low. Oh, crash in the back! That's going to be a yellow, definitely! That was a Ferrari going around it. We got cars all over the place. Oh, we got Jacob Hart upside down. Cars are scattering. Ratzenberger's around. Oh, Jacob Hart's on his lid. Tauger was in it as well. Yeah, Hashimoto slid wide, and Hart saw an opportunistic move, and that didn't end well for either of them. And then Trek Tauger's trying to avoid, and, well, kind of clobbers the 19 car. I believe we have an onboard with Tauger. There goes Ratzenberger around. Matty Myatt kind of just forces her way through that pack as well. Yeah, Tauger here clearly misjudges where these cars are going. He goes down low because he thinks they're going there, and Hart kind of just stops in the middle of the track, and oh, Clara Irwin! Whoa! Clara Irwin nearly clobbered Tauger there. We gotta go on board Clara Irwin after this one. Watch this. Clara Irwin hits the wall trying to avoid it, nearly clobbers Tauger, and then actually gets away with avoiding the accident. So great job by Clara Irwin there, despite clobbering the wall in the process. Vince Freeze leads the field back to the green here. You've got a couple cars on the inside. That is the 6 of Fitzwater, Hopt, and Matty Myatt a lap down. They're all trying to get themselves back on the lead lap, but basically finishing this race guarantees you a point spot because I think we already got too many cars out. And this is where cars are going to be very interesting because the inside might have a serious chance to get their laps back here if they play their cards right. However, Vince Freeze's car is very strong. As Monaco, oh boy, there's some contact there between, oh boy, this is not going to end well. I do not see this ending well. Oh boy, I'm a little freaked out by this. Ratzenberger's around in the back, and that's going to be a yellow flag. But I don't believe they took it beforehand, so they're going to race back. That's Ratzenberger and Irwin, and they are not happy with each other. There, I think Ratzenberger tried to take another swipe back at Irwin there. And luckily the field is realizing this, and they're kind of single filing out here, but they still haven't taken the yellow. So, a number of these cars haven't. So they're going to speedle or get back to the grid here. And that's a yellow flag for them. So is this Irwin or Ratzenberger's fault here? Let's take a look here. Ratzenberger slides wide, Irwin gets into him, and around they go. Ratzenberger's mistake, but Irwin forced the issue, so I put that on Irwin. And then this kind of unnecessary wrecking afterward was not necessary by Irwin. All of the leaders pitted this time, by the way, with the exception of, I believe, Hashimoto? Sean Perkins didn't pit. I believe no, that's Rudavara. Rudavara's a lap down, but Sean Perkins, I think, is going to be the leader after this cycle. So Sean Perkins leads over Kenny Myatt and Scott Roush now. Great to see that new team of Red Stallion Racing in the top 3. Matty Myatt and Rudavara on the tail end of the lead lap. I believe that's the 6 of Fitzwater. And actually, here we go. Kenny Myatt's already trying to go for the lead here. As Myatt's already going way down low. He knows the value of clean track, and Perkins is around. Roush is involved. And we've got a stack up on the backstretch now. Cars are scattering in the grass to avoid. Pericles is in it. Roush is around. Curtis is in the grass. That's Aiden Shepard around. And Kenny Myatt kind of saw that one coming. Look at all the cars trying to get out of the gravel here. Going way too quick. What is Pericles doing? And Roush was not the benefit of that. Roush is done because of it. Meanwhile, Noah Hart's trying to avoid the incident, hits Scott Roush, and then goes into the pit wall. So Hart's out of the race now. So I didn't get that one. So Sean Perkins has a miserable start here and then forces it 3 wide. Doesn't give Rudavara any room off the corner, so Rudavara has to dump him, basically. That's where Roush gets involved. Spencer's in it, and then all the cars on the outside have to take to the grass to avoid. We're on board with Noah Hart. Hart's already getting forced off the track by Shepard here. He backs way out of the throttle because that could have been a bad accident here, but he's already in the grass, and basically he knows he has to stay up there, sees a gap, tries to go for it, but then Roush kind of is there. You're finding a gap in the grass to avoid an accident. I mean, not the best thing I've ever seen, and then you're going to see this kind of situation here. I don't know why they're in the grass. They're just kind of hitting the grass. There was some rain last night, and they're trying to get back on the track to race back to the line. This is just kind of an all matter of stupidity. And Roush is kind of forced into the, or Pericles goes into the wall, forcing Roush around, and Hart gets collected. These drivers had a pretty decent start to the race. We had about an 8-lap green flag run here, but it doesn't seem that that's going to be the case anymore as Kenny Myatt leads the field back to the green over Tanya Jackwater, Roman Ray Hall, and all the people that basically started at the back of the field. Back here, or at the front of the field now. And Kenny Myatt, for that matter. Fiegel's trying to force Maverick Force up the track. Maverick Force is in 4th, by the way. Good to see the Canadian that high up the grid. Hopefully we get some green flag running here, because these drivers do not give an inch around this track, and with how bumpy it is, it's really hard to race on this track. It's almost impossible to race on this track. So I don't blame the drivers for racing aggressively, and we got another but they saved it. That was, I believe, Fitzwater and Matty Myatt, or Pericles there. That's Shepard and Matty Myatt, I believe. And Matty Myatt's got to back out. You've got to back out in that situation. And I believe, actually, Pericles was the one to back out, as Rudavar is a lap down, but it seems like they are seemingly calming down a little bit here. Restarts are the most beneficial times on this track, but oh, Spencer went off the road by Ryan Hopt. But that's how this kind of race is you just got to be oh so careful with how you're going to get around this track. By lap 43, Kenny Myatt would have a pretty big lead over Tanya Jackwater and Roman Rahal back in third, as Monaco and Freeze are really quick right now. Can Kenny Myatt make this 4 wins out of 6 races? With how the way he's running, it looks like that's going to be the case. And if he wins a race today, he becomes the all-time ARCSOA Elite Series race winner. And we didn't expect Kenny Myatt to do very well at this track. This is the type of track where he does well at. Oh, we got a yellow on track. What happened? Oh, boy, we got Fordale around. And I believe somebody else wrecked as well. We're going to take a look at it, but we're going to bunch the field back up again here. So Rudavara gets forced up the track by Lamas. They both make contact, have no control over their cars, and they're both trying to pit. We're going to go on board with Fordale here to kind of see what happens. He has to kind of get into the pits, but letting Curtis go by, and he kind of just drives into the pit wall, and Rudavara hits him. So kind of a sketchy accident there. Green flag's back out again for Kenny Myatt. Tanya Jackwater pitted, so that puts Roman Rahal up to second. Perkins is trying to get a lap back. Perkins pitted under green. He had a tire going down. Roman Rahal leads Eric Monaco and Vince Freeze. Freeze is one of the fastest cars on the track right now, but this is kind of where we're concerned about some cars crashing each other as these restarts. Matty Myatt slid wide there. Oh, we got some cars in the grass, but luckily it seems like everybody made it out okay there. But Kenny Myatt does actually have some damage, I think, on the right side of that car, so expect Kenny Myatt to maybe have some performance hampering, especially coming to the halfway mark of this race. I mean, if Kenny Myatt wins this race, I don't think I've seen a more dominant start to the season than Kenny Myatt's had this year. He would have won 4 out of 6 races if he wins this race. However, it wouldn't be long before another caution as Ryan Hopt and Aiden Shepard would crash into the pit wall and fall out of the race. So that's caution number whatever we're on now. And those 2 cars are done. However, I think they're going to end up getting like 15th or 16th on the grid. So maybe not that bad of a points day for them. Now it was the turn of another driver to pit. Roman Rahal has pitted now. He's down in 14th position as Kenny Myatt leads Eric Monaco now. Is that Matty Myatt in 3rd? I thought Matty Myatt was a lap down last I checked. Alright, well, that's going to be an interesting battle there. As Monaco is one of the faster cars on the track, can he get underneath the 9? Is the big question. Nobody's been able to really catch the 9 on a restart because the 9 seems to have the least amount of damage of anybody. And see, he can gap whoever's on the inside well enough that he can just kind of cut them off while the second place car has to go around the outside. So that makes life a bit difficult for second place. As Vince Freeze is on the grass trying to get by Perkins, lap car Perkins. Definitely not going to make a move down there. Not a lot of traction on the grass. But, yeah, this race is kind of a chaotic one as we kind of expected. But Monaco now has to deal with Matty Myatt. However, Kenny Myatt's not gapping the second place car as much as he was earlier. Some big battles towards the back here. You got Tim Fiegel and Cody Lamas going at it. Aiden Shepard, Nick Pericles back there. Maverick Force, Clara Irwin, who's kind of caused some accidents today. Alex Spencer in 10th in a War Wagon mobile. DJ Curtis has been very cautious since the start of this race after some chaos early on. He's been very cautious, but hasn't made a lot of progress in this race, and I think he needs to start getting through the field if he has any chance of being a threat for this win, because we know his car is faster than that. See, children, this is how accidents happen, except somehow they didn't actually have an accident there. Sean Perkins and Cody Lamas, I thought for sure they were going to wreck each other there, but somehow they kept it off each other. So, Cody Lamas is single-handedly one of the most impressive guys in the field right now. I'm really impressed with the way that Lamas drives around this track, or drives around this series lately. The issue for Kenny Myatt is he hasn't pitted in a while, and these cars further back have pitted. Now, Kenny Myatt, I think, is going to have to make another pit stop eventually here, but Matty Myatt and Eric Monaco, they seem like they're quite content to battle for second right here, and they've actually allowed Vince Freeze to catch him. And that's where things are getting kind of a bit out of hand here. I don't know if the 9 can make it all the way to the end of the race. However, much to the chagrin of everybody, there was a caution here. DJ Curtis crashed, and I believe actually there was... Kenny Myatt broke down! Oh no! It wasn't... Well, DJ Curtis crashed, and I think Myatt hit him! Oh man! From the lead of the race, Myatt's done! Yeah, Curtis is driving away from his accident there, and Myatt just runs into him. He had nowhere to go. Or, well, oh man, so Kenny Myatt's 4th win of the year is going to turn to nothing. Oh, he's going to be furious with himself for that, because he could have avoided Curtis easy. That promotes his daughter to the lead of the race. Matty Myatt's now leading this race. Oh boy, that could be controversial. But Matty Myatt's got a lot of damage, and you've got a hungry Eric Monaco looking for his first win back there with under 10 to go. So we're green flag now. Matty Myatt slides a bit wide. Monaco's looking underneath, but can Monaco make a move? It's been very difficult to pass here. A little further back, you've got Tim Fiegel trying to get by the lap car of Perkins. These top 4 are now the 4 cars. This has been a close battle for the end of the race here. And now that Kenny Myatt's out of the race, these top 4 are going to go for it. And here we go down into turn number 1 again here with only 6 to go. Can Monaco get a run on Myatt here? As the white flag flies, Matty Myatt's opened up a pretty big lead over Eric Monaco and Vince Freeze. I think it's going to be Matty's day. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Myatt has won 4 out of the 6 races. It's just this time, it's Matty Myatt's turn to win the race. Matty Myatt comes across the line. I believe she will get her 2nd ARCSOA Elite Series victory here at Mallory Park. Eric Monaco will have to wait another week for his first victory. Vince Freeze 3rd, Lamas 4th. Rahal does an awesome job in 5th. 6th will go back to Zachary Fitzwater. 7th goes to Maverick Force. 8th to Jackwater. 9th to Irwin, and 10th to Fiegel. And that's it for your main finishers. Oh, Perkins comes across 11th, 4 laps down. Let's go take a look at your finishing results today. Matty Myatt will win the race here. Eric Monaco 2nd, Vince Freeze 3rd, Cody Lamas 4th, Roman Rahal 5th, Fitzwater 6th, Maverick Force 7th, Tanya Jackwater 8th, Clara Irwin 9th, Tim Fiegel 10th, Sean Perkins 11th, 12th goes to Alexander Spencer, 13th goes to Kenny Myatt, 14th goes to Pericles, 15th goes to Curtis, 16th goes to Hopt. Pericles somehow fell out in between Curtis and Myatt, or between Curtis and Myatt. I don't know where that one came from. Hopt is 16th, Shepard 17th, Fordale 18th, Rudavara 19th, 20th goes to Roush, 21st to Noah Hart, 22nd to Ratzenberger, 23rd to, that would be Hashimoto, 24th to Lothair Ravine, 25th to Jacob Hart, 26th to Tauger, 27th to Thaber, 28th to Vanderpesh, and 29th to Turner. Let's go down to your points leaving Mallory Park. So as one can see, the winner today, the Mallory Park really changed up the points with Cody Lamas on 114, 9 points back as Kenny Myatt. That's the largest point gap we've seen so far this year, is Cody Lamas with 114. Kenny Myatt with 103. Fitzwater's up to 101, with Pericles in 4th with 100.
Sean Perkins and Matty Myatt now round out the top 6 there. Lothairveen drops from 1st to 7th with only a 2-point pickup today. Freeze 8th, Curtis 9th, Fiegel, Vanderpesch, Force, Hart, Monaco, Jacob Hart, Ryan Hopton, also Noah Hart, that low in points. I'm kind of surprised at that. Spencer, Turner, Irwin, Rudavara. Oh, I forgot Shepard was in there. Thaber, Fordale, Ratzenberger, Hashimoto, Jackwater, Ray Hall, Roush, and Tauger round out your grid today, round out your points. Let's take a look at the King of Europe standings. So after leaving King of Europe, as you can see, there's a two-way tie at the top of the board between Cody Lamas and Madeline Myatt. Zachary Fitzwater sits on 44 points, with Eric Monaco right behind with 43. Fiegel on 41, Freeze on 39 with Kenny Myatt 38. Pericles 33. Perkins, Curtis, Jackwater, Shepard, Ray Hall, Irwin, Lothairveen, and you kind of get down towards the bottom of this list, and you're starting to see some drivers that probably aren't going to win King of Europe. But there is a double points race at Monaco in 2 weeks' time. But it's going to get kind of hard, especially with the next race kind of being a bit of a random one, too. So with that being said, we will see you next time.